Like what we do here on Skiba News Nation, please like and subscribe, and also share with others so we can grow the biggest truth-seeking community on the internet. Huge shout out to all of our Patreons out there. If you like bonus content, you want some extra Skiba News Nation stuff, please go to patreon.com/Skiba News Nation.
Welcome to Skiba News Nation, bringing you unfiltered views, news, interviews, discussions, and more. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Skiba, award-winning musician and son of Rob Skiba.
With the son of the legendary Rob Skiba. Jeremiah Skiba, what's up?
With my great and insightful co-host, Mr. Jake Graham.
Dude, someone should do conspiracy news. It would be 10 times better than what you see on television.
It's like I don't even want to wake up.
He's on a quest for truth.
That's my kitty right there. Hey, Skiba News Nation family, welcome to episode 150. 150 of Skiba News Nation. Your weekly source of latest news, controversial topics, and all that other stuff. Here's my co-host, Jake Graham. Welcome, Jake. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. You need to tell Charlie to stop smoking.
Well, I don't know. It's a habit he can't seem to break. If anybody has any suggestions on how to get your cat to stop smoking. Yeah, but how's everything going, man?
Going great, man. Really great. Yeah. And last night, I don't know,
gosh.
we had a crazy call out to Rob Skiba on Candace Owens' channel. I think, you know, it's just amazing that his research is getting more light and attention. And yeah, everybody, yeah, definitely go check out that. We're gonna play it in the interview today, but yeah, I think it's just so amazing.
You want to hear my story about it?
Yeah.
Real quick. Okay, so I was upstairs and I was like rearranging stuff as I always do because I'm ADD. And Lindsay, when she gets home, she watches Candace downstairs. And she saw the email, and once she read Rob Skiba, she started screaming, like a scream like somebody broke in. So I grabbed my gun and I went downstairs like, what the heck? And then she was like, oh my gosh, look at the screen. And it was just such a crazy experience. So hearing that she just gave my family a shout out, like, it's just so amazing.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Candace, come to TruthCon 2026 or come on our channel. We'd love to talk with you.
Yep. All right, well, before we get into current news, do you mind if I play an ad from our partners at adallxr.com? All right, let's roll it, Opa. If you need real focus, listen up, fam. As a kid, I was diagnosed with ADD, and I always had a hard time concentrating, focusing, and being productive. I wanted to find something as natural as possible, and then that's when I found Adall XR. It changed my life, and I've been using it for years. It's unlike any other product. It actually helps me stay locked in, especially when researching, working, and pushing through long days. The best part is, there's no caffeine, no jitters, no crash. Just clean, focus, and steady energy. It's all natural, no big pharma. It's an answered prayer, but it's not for everyone. But a lot of professionals, students, and I swear by it. Also, if you're a caffeine person like me, they have you covered there too. With their product, Rapid Release and Mushrooms, for an extra boost with caffeine. I use it, I love it, and I think you will too. So go to adallxr.com and use code SKIBA10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. Focus starts here. So, Jake, you got a great current news for me today?
Yes, I do. Conspiracy theorists have been validated and validated over the past few weeks, and it's going to be pretty crazy. We're going to show that clip from the Candace Owens show. So anyways, let's get into it.
All right.
All right, just to kick us off, check this out. Scientists warn that Earth could run out of conspiracy theories by 2026 if they keep coming at the current rate. Get yourself a conspiracy theorist friend. You're going to need one to understand what's about to happen. All right. Okay, so it also kind of looks like this. This is all the conspiracy theorists right now, everybody. We were right. We were right. Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good to be right. I am confirmed in my theories.
Put the
I
headphones
have
on.
the biggest tinfoil hat that anybody's ever seen, and it beats. Conspiracy theorists. We're gonna. Okay, so you guys get the point. But yeah, basically we're all rolling around in the feeling of self-confidence of our previous, precognition, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a kind of a terrible and dark confirmation.
Yeah.
But
That's for sure.
more than any other podcaster right now, you see Candace Owens talking about some of these topics, some of these things that need to have a light shined on them. But more than anything, just recently, like we said, she brought up Rob Skiba on her recent podcast. So I think that was super, super cool. She was specifically talking about his research regarding the Clintons and the burial of Gilgamesh, and how that was the ancient biblical Nimrod, and the correlation with the Antichrist that your father made, and this biblical mummy that they found buried beneath the sands of Iraq. And so let's go ahead and check out this clip of when Candace brought it up.
What the heck we were doing in Iraq. I mentioned to you all the Epic of Gilgamesh, of Uruk, understood to be actually the story of Nimrod in the Bible. He was a warrior who rebelled against God, Nimrod, and established his own kingdom in Mesopotamia and in Assyria. I'm showing you this map of that region so you can see where exactly we're speaking about. Kind of feels like where we're doing a lot of stuff right now, actually. Lebanon, Syria, and now we're talking about going into Iran. Well, I got an email yesterday from one of you, and I have to read it to you because I went, no way. I also got some other emails, but this one I'm going to read to you. Dear Candace, I never email people, but I watched your show today and felt led to send you this email you mentioned in your show about the Clintons wanting to find Gilgamesh's tomb. You need to look up the research that was done by Rob Skiba. They did find Gilgamesh, aka Nimrod. He was a giant. He was very well intact. Yes, we invaded just after he was found. The first place that we went during that war and set up a base was a museum. Not just any museum, the museum that held all of the relics for that. It also held all of the cuneiform tablets from Babylon and Gilgamesh and or Nimrod's tomb. They said that the museum was, quote, raided, and that they, the military, retrieved everything except for the tablets that had to do with reincarnating and bringing back the Nephilim, fallen angels, noted in Genesis 6. The Bible speaks of this. This is not a fantasy. This is a fact. They have to have Nimrod to bring the Antichrist forth. Please go watch Babylon Rising by Rob Skiba, or
We are
read
sending
the book
her a copy.
or his other work on this. held all of the relics, and that they, the military, retrieved everything except for the tablets that had to do with reincarnating and bringing back the Nephilim, fallen angels, noted in Genesis 6. They have to have Nimrod to bring the Antichrist forth. Please go watch Babylon Rising by Rob Skiba. Read the book. He has done many videos and books and backs his work up and uses scripture. Nimrod was the original one world government guy, seeking to unite humanity under the Tower of Babel, one system created in defiance of the creator. One world government, the State Department requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body and the location of the buried Nephilim. So important to read the book of Enoch. This is your real history. I'm sorry to tell you guys, you're not a dinosaur. The elites vision a world like Nimrod, one world government. They are going to be the gods. People always ask why I'm always so happy and so positive. They're doing this because God is real. I feel like that's like the best message ever. How could you not be happy recognizing that they are just betting against God? But who are they contending with? God. They know he's real. You should be happy. You should be encouraged. This stuff shouldn't scare you. And the reason why they want people to be selfish, the reason why they want us to be atheists is because then they can get you to trade your soul. You really believe that all you had was 80 years and there was nothing else beyond this, then you would sell your soul to the devil for money. That's what a lot of people are doing. It's a happy message. I'm telling you guys. He has done many videos and books and backs his work up and uses scripture to pray, if you didn't already know this, that it helps you continue on your quest for truth. Now, that term Babylon Rising instantly flagged to me as interesting because as I've been speaking to you about what the elite practice and telling you that this goes back to the Sumerian tablets, Project Looking Glass. They freaked out when I discussed that. This idea of these occultists, Babylon Rising, the names of their books, this Babylonian magic, it's a theme that just keeps cropping up, whether you're referring to Aleister Crowley or Jack Parsons. So I went, wait a second. Because we never really did get an answer for what we were doing in Iraq, you know. The email happens to check out. Surely enough, back in 2002, a group of German geophysicists began making trips into modern-day Iraq to map out what they believed they had discovered, which was ancient Iraq that aligned with the ancient texts of Gilgamesh. I'm going to show you this headline because I honestly, this is like unbelievable. Two German geophysicists, one named Georg Fassbinder and Helmut Becker, they were working for the Bavarian State Conservation Office in Munich, and they began using magnetic mapping to discover the old city. And suddenly they go, wait a second, this is his tomb. When exactly did they find it? We know for sure that it was sometime between May 2002 and very early 2003. They became convinced that indeed they had found the actual tomb of Gilgamesh, also, like I said, known as Nimrod in the Bible. This is within the exact timeline that we make a decision to invade Iraq. It's going to get even more insane. So it's February 5th, 2003. Colin Powell publicly states, rather notoriously now infamously states, that Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction. He's holding up the anthrax. He's addressing the United Nations Security Council. Okay. Then, that quickly, next month on March 20th, 2003, we invade Iraq. The public is informed a couple of weeks thereafter, the BBC, so state arm, that Fassbinder indeed had made the discovery of Gilgamesh's tomb. And conveniently, well, guess what our boys did? They were there. They happened to make their military base at that exact location. Like, this is just incredible. Colin Powell publicly states there's weapons of mass destruction during his address, and then bam, there we are on top of Babylon. What exactly were we doing there? Other than, you know, the obligatory mass murdering, plundering ancient Christian civilizations and structures, a million Iraqi civilians that were killed. That's a given. We just are always destroying Christian relics, but because we have to destroy history. They have to destroy history. But in retrospect, I have to say that I gotta stand for my boy Colin Powell looking into this, because I think he told the truth that they were indeed searching for weapons of mass destruction, but of a spiritual caliber, mass spiritual destruction. It is absolutely not a conspiracy. You can look us up yourself, that we, like I told you, set up our military base, Camp Alpha, right on top of ancient Babylon. Our boys then began digging. They said that the reason that they chose this place was because they wanted to protect the site from looters. except I guess the military guys got confused at the top. They accidentally started doing the looting. The instructions just weren't clear over there. This is actually a United Nations article published in 2009 when we had to confess our sins before the world. It reads in part, quote, Babylon was the capital city for two famous kings of antiquity, Hammurabi, who introduced one of the world's first law codes, and of course, Nebuchadnezzar. Partially excavated over the last century, much of ancient Babylon, which lies 90 kilometers south of Baghdad, remains undiscovered. Now, according to a 2005 British Museum report, the use of Babylon as a camp by a multinational force between April 2003 and December of 2004, by coalition forces is, quote, tantamount to establishing a military camp around the Great Pyramid in Egypt or the Stonehenge in Britain. Tells us later that Babylon was indeed plundered during the 2003 war, when contents from Hammurabi and Nebuchadnezzar museums and from the Babylon Library and Archive were stolen and destroyed. Did we just go to war because we wanted to go on an archaeological dig? And we actually weren't allowed to do that because it was discovered and it belonged to people in Iraq. So they were like, weapons of mass destruction. We're going to need to go there and set up camp and do some digging. Sure enough, that's what the local said they did. And they just transported things out of there. This is from NBC News. It tells us that a senior U.S. military officer has said that he's willing to apologize for damage that his troops caused in one of Iraq's most famous ancient sites. The British Broadcasting Corp reported Friday that after the 2003 invasion of Iraq, U.S. Marines built a helicopter pad on the ruins of Babylon and filled their sandbags with archaeological fragments from the ancient city. It said vibrations from the U.S. helicopters caused the roof of one of the buildings to collapse. We were not there to protect ancient ruins. We were there to plunder and to loot and to steal. Right after we discover that Gilgamesh's tomb is in this city. Locals reported that at night Americans were digging and they were extracting in military operations. But to where? That's the question. Where did they take Nimrod's remains? Why do they want them? What do you guys think they're trying to do with Nimrod's body? Time for you guys to wake up. Really wake up and to understand that many of us are kind of coming out of a fog. Certainly me. Never forget who Nimrod was in the Bible, right? Nimrod was the original one world government guy seeking to unite humanity under the Tower of Babel, one system created in defiance of the creator. One world government. This is why the mystery cults, they revere Nimrod. Freemasons revere Nimrod. In Masonic tradition, Nimrod is considered to be the first grand master, even before Solomon. I was telling you about that. This is all very real. It should shock you. We're probably like, was I a bug? Yes, absolutely. And so people then dug up, and this got a bit confused, by the way. So I should clarify that there was this still never quite explained FOIA request that went through to the State Department requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body and the location of the buried Nephilim. Who are we talking about? Who are we speaking about when we refer to these people, the fallen angels? Guys, I am telling you, and this is not a part of Catholic canon, but you are allowed to read it, and you should read it. I read it on a plane. I don't even know what was going through my mind where I decided I needed to read the Book of Enoch. I think it is so important to read the book.
Well, Candace finishes off here talking about her fascination with the Book of Enoch. And just a quick plug, if you guys don't want to read it, go and listen to my audio drama, The Book of Enoch.
Or you can get your Babylon Rising at babylonrisingbooks.com, or get any of my dad's work.
Yeah, definitely go and check out Rob's stuff, because, breaking down how this is influencing modern politics and, the whole agenda is really timely. Because it ties into giants, it ties into the corruption of the flesh of mankind. We have this coinciding with mRNA technology and men playing God with CRISPR, associating with before the days of Noah. And then resurfaced a 3,300-year-old Egyptian document hints at biblical giants being real. Story just as of February 1st. So all of this, very, very timely, and it's very interesting and really cool that that she, brought up Rob. That's awesome.
TruthOrCon 2026. Get your tickets.
All right. So anyways, yeah, very cool. This next clip I'm going to play was something put out by Greg Reese, and it's a short video on trauma-based mind control. And I just wanted to play this before we got into all the Epstein trauma that we're about to, expose our minds to. So check this out.
In the early 1900s, French psychologist Pierre Genet studied what he called disaggregation, the splitting of consciousness under trauma. Genet studied several patients whose traumatic histories had led to what modern science calls multiple personality disorder. Severe trauma in childhood can fragment the mind into different parts, known as alters. The purpose of the alter is to spare the individual the trauma, so the individual consciousness is unaware of the alter. They exist separately. According to history, this has been understood for millennia, and these alters can be programmed and trained, and can hold information inaccessible to the core personality. You can trace this knowledge all the way back to the Egyptian mystery schools, to the Knights Templar, and through all the various secret societies that followed. The neurological research has shown that the alters are different people with different brain activation patterns, autonomic responses, visual acuity, and allergic responses. Some alters speak languages that the individual can't. This explains why these alters were seen as demonic possession in the past, and why many still see it that way. Government studies on combat veterans after World War I showed that extreme stress can produce amnesia and identity disruption. During World War II, Dr. Joseph Mengele experimented with traumatizing children, and beginning in 1945 with Operation Paperclip, the United States began recruiting several scientists involved in this research into the CIA. The CIA's Project Bluebird attempted to create amnesia in people with hypnosis, drugs, and electroshock. This continued with Project Artichoke, where the CIA added sensory deprivation and forced morphine addiction. A 1952 memo shows they were looking to see if a person could be made into an unwitting assassin. In the MK Ultra program, the CIA added a psychological trauma they called psychic driving, often administered while the person was under the influence of LSD. And with Project MK Often, the CIA began experimenting with demonic possession and looking into occult rituals that could influence behavior. According to scores of victims, many of whom have mysteriously died or disappeared, the world stage is cast with psychotic victims of trauma-based mind control, with multiple personalities who do exactly what they are told. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino of the U.S. Army's Psychological Operations, who founded the Satanic Temple of Set in 1975 and managed to get it listed in the U.S. Army Chaplain's Handbook, published a paper in 1980, From PSYOP to Mind War, The Psychology of Victory, that suggested targeting the domestic population with ELF waves and any other type of technology available that could control behavior. There is a trauma-based mind control light version for the entire population, known as effective management and crisis capitalization, strategies of using stress and fear to induce regression and make the population dependent on authority figures or comfort objects. Terror management theory has demonstrated that when subjects were shown imagery of death or disasters, they were more likely to vote for authoritative leaders who promised safety and purchase luxury items they didn't need. A frightened population demands more policing, they tolerate more surveillance, and they prefer to stay indoors. When the population is subjected to mass trauma, they fall into a state of collective dissociation, and unpopular policies are pushed through that would not be accepted by a logical, thinking mental state, like the Patriot Act. or a governmental system run by artificial intelligence? Greg Reese reporting.
Okay, so why did I want to preface this whole segment of Epstein and all the things that we're about to uncover, with all the conspiratorial, satanic evil that's happening, that's being verified, not just theorized, right? The trauma-based mind control not only is what was used on those victims, but in a way, the trauma of exposing this evil, this darkness, is affecting each of us right now. We are being trauma-based mind controlled right now through the way that this information is being disseminated, the way that it's going to kind of influence public opinion and thought and direction. And it's always used like that. Trauma is always used like that. Like they said, how does it trigger people to make decisions so that they can be harnessed and siphoned from? It's the same reason that news uses the it bleeds, it leads thought process, because the trauma causes our interest to peak. And so that's why you guys are seeing so many different, reiterations and takes on this terrible unveiling of conspiracy darkness. But hopefully, we won't dwell on it too much, but we're going to start with this. Today, the Clintons have agreed to testify after the House threatens contempt regarding the Epstein probe. So that's going to be an interesting deposition to watch. So this is an AI-generated video, which is possibly one of the more accurate AI videos somebody has ever created, showing all of these time lapses of Jeffrey Epstein. Pretty crazy.
We did it. History's Mysteries on Dan Schneider.
Wow.
Crazy. That
So,
sounded like Roy
yeah.
Orbison singing.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's shoot through a couple different breakdowns regarding the Epstein files, and there's actually something really cool I found today. Somebody has recreated a server that's pretty much like a Gmail account that makes it seem as if you are Epstein himself going through his own email on Google. So I'm going to show you guys that, but first we're going to check out this JP Sears bit about the files.
As opposed to polyunsaturated fat and seed oil.
How about you have them without Jeffrey Epstein?
And there's finally been some real information released about Epstein's associates, including America's favorite longevity doctor. Stay tuned to find out what he did and who else is publicly humiliated. I love this. I really do. It's like Christmas for me. No, it doesn't get any better than this. Oh, with this breaking story, the DOJ tried their hardest to not release 3 million pages of Epstein documents because they didn't exist. But the DOJ has finally done the right thing, releasing the documents even though they don't exist. It is what happened, if I am to believe the DOJ all along. The documents that don't exist are not released. That's great. And with that, some people are having their lives ruined, and deservedly so. So let's celebrate some of the highlights of what names appeared and what horrific acts were done. Some of them were really, starting with Bill Gates. Via an email, it's alleged that Bill Gates picked up an STD from Russian girls and feared he had given that STD to his then wife, Melinda. So he asked Epstein for an antibiotic that he could sneak into Melinda's food to treat her without her knowing. It's an honest guy right there. Now, with his bombshell story, it's shocking to find out that Bill Gates was sexually involved with women, as he doesn't strike me as that type. And then other email shows that Gates was working with Epstein to plan pandemic simulations. And just FYI, those pandemic simulations are for nothing but the good of the world. We know this because Gates enrolled Epstein in on them to help. Now, we are privileged to have Mr. Gates join us by satellite. Bill, is there anything you want to say about your newly discovered relationship with Epstein?
Well, he's dead, so...
Thank you for the insight, Bill. This just in! Remember this?
There's no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
I've seen the whole file.
Shockingly, it turns out they were all wrong and we were right. Not that we're keeping score, but it's moving along. Reid Hoffman, he's the founder of LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman was on Epstein Island, according to an email that Epstein sent to Elon in an attempt to unsuccessfully lure Elon onto the island as well. But Reid Hoffman definitely there, according to Epstein. This next one's pretty good. America's favorite longevity doctor, Peter Attia, likely had some years taken off his life over the weekend, as he was mentioned in the Epstein files over 1,600 times. It's a lot. That is a lot. Attia padded his medical resume with email exchanges with Epstein, who was already an established child sex offender at the time. Some of the highlights, as you can see here, he told Epstein, "Pussy is indeed low carb." Now, while being ketogenically appropriate, it turns out in the court of public opinion that advice isn't exactly what you want to say to a known child trafficker. Well, luckily for our amusement, Attia didn't stop there. While appearing to reference Epstein Island, Attia said, "I need to come visit sometime." Well, that doesn't look good. You know what they did at the island? And in another email, Attia says to Epstein, "Biggest problem with becoming friends with you? The life you lead is so outrageous, yet I can't tell a soul." Now, personally, I do enjoy the disclaimer at the bottom of Peter Attia's emails. Peter, I see this email. Should destroy it. Anyway, it's all looking as good as your seed oil support. But Dr. Peter Attia has issued a statement on Twitter, which, based on the comments, it's being received as well as pussy at a high-carb convention. Because he said it was low-carb. Well, that place. Now, what type of crimes were being committed by Epstein and his associates? Well, allegedly, some good old torture and ritualistic sacrifice, like offing a boy after his feet were cut off by a sword. And eating human flesh, just eating babies. Do you think Bill Gates asked for a plant-based baby substitute?
Alex Jones was right about everything.
Like, give me some Beyond Baby. I don't eat meat. This just in! Just a reminder, there's still not been a single arrest made for any of these crimes. It's a good thing to keep track of. Here's something you probably didn't know. How about Epstein and transgenderism? Sounds awesome. Well, an email revealed that Epstein was working to push transgenderism. Usually the good guys are. Even being involved with the bioengineering of sexually ambiguous babies. Now, we know transgenderism is a virtuous agenda, and Epstein and his associates being involved with it further proves it. So, not alarming at all. Epstein associate Peggy Siegel was in Kenya and emailed Epstein asking if he wants her to bring him a little baby or two back for him. Another email is from Harvard professor Martin Nowak to Epstein. He says, "Our spy was captured after completing her mission." Epstein's reply, "Did you torture her?" Harvard professor, ladies and gentlemen. Another email to Epstein. "I give you permission to kill him." Straightforward. Luckily, the sender's name is redacted to protect the names of the innocent who are organizing murder. Yes, innocent. Protect the names of the innocent. Those are some of the highlights so far. Plenty more to come. And it is our responsibility to remind you that just because someone communicated with Epstein or was otherwise named in the files doesn't prove guilt of any crimes. And no due process has happened. But truthfully, we don't really care, so enjoy the witch hunt. Good night.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of coverage of the Epstein files in a lot of different, outlets. But if you were interested in just, for whatever reason, trying to investigate this topic yourself, there is the Gmail server. This is a Gmail server set up as if you are Jeffrey Epstein. And you can see here, I'm scrolling through emails as recent as 2019. And, yeah, pretty crazy. They just uploaded the first batch of the documents, but pretty crazy. They have it all organized over here with all the different people and their names. You can tell how they're bent. They want you to see all of Elon's correspondences, I guess. So that's a lot. Wow. Of course, you got Ghislaine. She's the handler. And, yeah, this is like you yourself are Epstein, and you get to play email for a day. So, if anybody's interested in this at all, it exists. I don't know how much people are interested in researching this, but any diligent truth seekers that want to dig through this stack of hay to find that needle, it's more like a stack of needles to find some hay, if you know what I mean.
Yep. If you find anything, let us know too.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's many people combing through right now. But on that same topic, here's another interesting theory that's coming up as of late. Did Epstein actually survive the so-called sewer slide?
Mm-hmm.
Was it all a farce? Check this out.
Private text messages, correspondence that were released by the DOJ on Friday. One document proves that perhaps it was an inside job, and that a whistleblower that told us everything was right. after all. One of the jail cell guards named Roberto leaked on 4chan the morning of Epstein's death. So when everybody was like, whoa, he committed suicide, this prison guard, Roberto Gravalas is his name, wrote this. I'm not saying that not saying anything after this, so please don't try and dox me. But last night, after the 4:15 body count, so they go around and they check all the inmates, right? Check to see that they're in their cells and that everyone's alive and well. Remember, Epstein was on suicide watch. They took him, Epstein, in a medical wheelchair, front cuffed, meaning he was chained to the wheelchair, couldn't get up. But not one triage nurse says they spoke to him.
And it's also
So if you were taking somebody in a wheelchair, you'd be taking them to the triage or to the small medical clinic inside of the prison, right? That's not where he went. Where did he go? Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless a judge orders it, so nobody was being released from the prison. But a prisoner transfer vehicle shows up, and the next thing you know, he's put into a single-man cell and hangs himself? Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in, and we did not record the plate number, and the guy in the green military dress outfit was in the back of the van. So a guy in a military outfit escorted Jeffrey Epstein out of the prison in a wheelchair. This is according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I think they switched him out. Now, why are people saying that suddenly this anonymous 4chan account is real? You know, again, this is pretty huge allegation there, but pretty detailed, right? And it should be easy to blow a hole in that if it's not true, okay? Clearly, that could just be the psychotic ramblings of any Deegan on the internet, right? Any Anon. The individual that posted on the 4chan account the morning of Epstein's death, claiming that they had a body double put in for Jeffrey Epstein, is Roberto Gralava. He is an officer inside of the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. He was identified as the anonymous prison employee who posted this on 4chan, claiming Epstein left his cell on Friday shackled to a wheelchair. Same time, an unauthorized trip van picked him up, and he was never seen again. This was the night before the news broke of his death. So, wait, what? So he's writing this before everybody even knew that Epstein had suicided himself. The day after Epstein's death, U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman of the Southern District of New York opened a grand jury proceeding and subpoenaed 4chan, Apple, AT&T, and Citibank for records aiming to uncover Roberto's identity following the anonymous 4chan post. That's a pretty aggressive procedure in order to find some rando on 4chan. Roberto's name is not redacted in his bank records, including the Southern District of New York subpoena responses from Citibank for his 4chan post, and ties to the same prison officers. Roberto's statements were released as part of the prison's investigation into Epstein's death. This is huge. We now have validation that the 4chan post is a legitimate eyewitness account from inside of the prison from an officer that watched what happened to Epstein, that he may have been switched out before the news broke. Oh, man.
Whoa. Okay, so very interesting that the alleged guard, it was validated that that was an actual testimony coming out of the prison from the day that Epstein did himself in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is very noteworthy and very time sensitive, since we have all this attention on Epstein. What if he's literally on a beach somewhere watching us talk about the terrible stuff of Jeffrey Epstein? And I would not be surprised with, you know, just how corrupt and evil it is. Are you guys surprised? Do you think they took him out, or do you think he had enough money to tell the security that, hey, I'll wire $5 million into your family's bank account, you know, secretly or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, or, you know, who was behind. He said that there was a man in military garb in the receiving vehicle when they wheeled him out, and it was not on the record or anything. So that, to me, all very interesting.
Well, the Mossad shirt thing and everything. So, kind of makes you think a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that he definitely was switched.
Yeah. So I think it's very interesting, all of this, all of the information. We can just entertain the possibilities. And part of me is very cautious of bait and switch tactics where, they give you something while something else is happening. But something that I want to point out here is the direct connection with Jeffrey Epstein and allegedly Mossad and the Rothschilds, who are instrumental in the modern formation of the state of Israel, right? They literally have the embassy, like they have their names on buildings over there, basically. And so he claimed in these emails to represent the Rothschilds, all right? And so then when we have this whole rise in alleged anti-Semitism in the modern day, because people are asking questions about elite, satanic, evil people that hide behind pseudonyms and identities that are now being legislated to they're going to come after you if you are anti-Semitic. But then people who are just literally pointing out the connection of these people of evil on the ilk of Jeffrey Epstein and their correlation with all of these controllers. And it's a really, really complicated thing to break down. For one, there's the semantics of how words are used and meanings of words replace what those words represent. And so that brings in modern terminology that then is slammed as being anti-Semitic if somebody asks the wrong question. Okay, so I know I'm going at this because this next video is very comprehensive, and hopefully it will make some interesting connections regarding the use of media, the modern warfare of information going on right now, the connection of some of the claims of the modern state of Israel with some of these things are based on some of their very words out of their own mouth. And so I digress. All right, so Harrison Smith posted this video, says he's apparently going to get killed for posting it, but I think some of the clips that it puts together are very important, and it helps us frame in our minds what's going on, at least a perspective.
The revolution coming, I tend to steer it along with the achievement of a broader peace. When history is within reach.
So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a seven-front war, but an eight-front war.
It's called the Jews against Rome.
Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people.
Well, we lost that one. We have to win the next one.
But the new Rome, the United States,
the Jews against Rome.
We stopped playing defense and have moved to offense.
The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well.
But we need the kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media.
Because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
This is the eighth front, the disinformation campaign.
It is actually this eighth front where our enemies believe they can actually defeat the Jewish state.
This is the kind of ingenuity and inventiveness that have always been a hallmark of the state of Israel, that have always been a characteristic of the Jewish people. I know we can do it.
A lot of this is done with money.
Invested billions and billions of dollars in the information battlefield.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
We prohibit harmful stereotypes about Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
We monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency,
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters,
podcasts, short form video, Wikipedia, LLM.
American haters, Churchill haters.
We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
You think your stupid little podcast is going to change the world like hell it is?
Social media, this is the new battlefield.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged Nazi.
We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is
TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok, number one.
For every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, they become 17% more anti-Semitic.
So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza.
We really have a TikTok problem.
Because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage, and I sound obscene.
Anti-Zionism is just Jew hatred. We made a change.
We updated our policies
to designate the use of the term Zionist
to recognize that the term Zionist
as a proxy for a protected attribute
can be used as a proxy for Jews and Israelis
as hate speech.
Why can't Israel be doing some sort of, counterintelligence?
Right now, the ADL is co-writing Sunday school curriculum.
Information warfare like this.
It's building the technology to train the LLMs more effectively.
Like psychological operations in America.
As part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism, we have industry-leading policies designed with the safety of the Jewish community in mind.
You're right, we control the media. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to bitch on Twitter? Like, okay. Meanwhile, we're going to control more of the media.
And working with OpenAI, with Alphabet, with Anthropic, with Meta, with Microsoft, we are working with them now to train the LLMs.
We also have, I think, over 24 Jewish organizations that are constantly feeding us intelligence and information.
So number one, we measure and track. Number two, we monitor and disrupt. We have a whole apparatus. I have 40 analysts working full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, monitoring extremists.
Monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials.
We have several PhDs on staff. We have a network of academics and scholars we work with around the country.
I've talked to the leaders of AI in the world, and you ask yourself, there's so many blessings in this, but there could be a curse.
First thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model.
We need to invest in intelligence to understand who are the anti-Semites, who's funding them, what's their plans, who are the leaders, and then once we have that, we can define who is an enemy we can attack.
You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your genomic data. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform.
Once we have all this information, we need to empower and mobilize an ecosystem of many organizations that we can incentivize them to work together, to share, and to fight against our common enemies.
Mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
You know, anti-Semites, most of these people running around, we're not going to win their hearts and minds because they don't have hearts and they don't have minds. So, you know, how are we going to, there's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can deport them, we can put them in jail, we can make their lives miserable, we can cut off their funding.
You've got all these conspiracy theorists online going on and on about how, if you try and say anything, if you try and do anything against Jews, they're going to come after you.
We have featured more than 1,000 anti anti-Semites.
And they're going to destroy you and take away your business, and therefore you have to be really, really scared.
These Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions.
And it's kind of starting to become true.
We will shine a light on you that will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything.
And I love that. I love it.
We remove hate speech against Zionists when these harmful stereotypes about Jews are invoked.
In the past 12 months, ADL's filed more lawsuits than in the prior 112 years.
Over the weekend, I received concerning news that I was being sued for $5 million.
Vicious, communist, racist, Jew-hating, Israel-bashing monster.
Defendant frequently posts anti-Israel rhetoric accusing Israel of controlling the United States and its politicians.
We at the ZOA will fight these dangerous and monstrous lies with all of our hearts and souls. No appeasement, no conciliation, only a war against this racist hatred of the Jewish people.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is. You need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
What you try to do is you want to corral your victim, but in fact, your countries are the victim. So you dehumanize a group of people in human society, and you prepare them for the kill, for the butchery.
A government can do in 2 months more than any organization can do in its lifetime.
The J7 is comprised of the 7 largest diaspora communities. We meet every other week via Zoom to share information, to share best practices.
And we're running everything all the time, from focus groups to attitudinal surveys to randomized controlled trials to identify what interventions work most effectively.
Finally, we have meetings that are some off the record, some on the record with world leaders, in which we share our community's concerns and call for action.
The entire education system in this country, from K through 12 in colleges, must be reformed.
But it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it.
The way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple.
Take control over what they are saying.
They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay?
It's not complicated.
And quickly before it's too late.
We're monitoring political Islamists and Christian nationalists, all of them. And then we train. We're the largest trainer of law enforcement in America. Extremism hate. We train 20,000 officers every year.
Try that again.
We deeply value our partnership with law enforcement. We've been working with them literally since the FBI was founded in the 1930s.
Is that your account?
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. I would think to refrain from posting things like that.
We are going to have a whole division within the office of the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism that is going to work on technology.
We must take all of our technological expertise and all of our available resources to develop methods to launch and win a significant counter-information campaign.
The products of our technical capacities and sometimes technical and intelligence genius, and we're happy to do it.
The office is going to be revamped entirely to be one of the highest profile offices in the State Department.
Because it's not working. Too many young people have never heard of the Holocaust.
The only solution right now is for the governments to decide that all the Jews are a protected minority. That means that the government will be obliged to provide the security.
Upgrades to security. Jewish community shouldn't have to be paying for it. We have to pay for our own armed guards? Are you serious?
To fund the institutions, culture, and that everybody in Europe will learn about the Jewish contribution and why they should cherish Jewish presence.
All your synagogues, all your shuls, all paid for. Everything that you need is paid for. I, for one, as a Jewish leader, will no longer talk about anti-Semitism in isolation from Israel. It's what we want immediately. If you ask any Jew, what do you want? What do you want? No more protests. No more protests.
I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater.
Would a group be banned if it accuses Israel of genocide or apartheid?
If those criteria are satisfied, then that is the case.
Any candidate running for a seat in this building, whether for Congress or Senate, we will target them as they target us. Accordingly, we will start a fund to help their opponents.
Beginning already in Q1, hedge funds get set up in Israel so we can become another capital of finance. I'll argue we will beat London within a short decade as a second capital of finance. It's going to be New York as a gateway to America, Hong Kong a gateway to China, Dubai a gateway to Southeast Asia, and Israel as a gateway to other parts of the world.
So we heard earlier about a mission, a goal to bring 1 million immigrants to Israel.
History has proven that when a country starts with allowing anti-Semitism, the results are not kind to that country.
I want to make a warning to somebody else, and that's American Gentiles. The minute your country is taken over by anti-Semitism, the minute you start to be a country that's not blessing Israel but cursing Israel, you have begun the process of shrinking away from your empire.
And you can decide, you can stay here in New York in a declining empire, or you can come to Israel, which is part of the rising middle of the world, which is moving south and east. That's what I encourage you to do.
Our faith in the American project itself has been shaken. The only serious answer to this challenge is to believe again that being Jewish is the most important thing in the world.
When we're kicked out of America and America, the whole thing is done, the whole American Jewish project is done, we're gonna be fine.
For decades, American society allowed Jews to live normal lives. This was a pleasant holiday from our destiny. The holiday is over.
The Western culture that stands against the Jews is going down. The West will survive only if it decides to love itself and if it decides to love us, the Jewish people.
The Jewish people are not normal. We never really were.
And now that Israel has turned the entire geopolitical situation on its head, our job in the diaspora is to leverage those wins and win here. Do to our enemies here what Israel did to its enemies there.
And to the world, I say this: history will not remember those who merely denounced hatred in polite language. History will remember those who acted.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
Anti-Semitism is pure evil.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities, we will find you, we will achieve justice.
I think we're at the cusp of a new age, because I think that we will achieve the expansion of peace. I think that we are in a new age because I think that the possibilities of technology, with their risks, especially in AI, but with their positive benefits, are enormous in every field. I mean, from agriculture to health to transportation and I think that we are together. We can lead this and become not a secondary power, but a primary power.
All right, so a very interesting compilation. Now, I'm not going to say that the creator of that wasn't biased, and that there isn't good people involved in Israel and the government of Israel, living in Israel, that there's not righteous Zaddik Jews that keep his Torah. Personally, when it comes to the term Jew, I view myself theologically and personally as a brother of the Yehudim, right? And Psalm 119:63 is my go-to definition. I am your friend if you claim to be that type of Yasharel. If you claim to be the people of the book, and but there is so much modern trickery associated with the titles and terminology that we have placed over top of, and kind of replaced identities of historical peoples with modern nation states. And so I think the most concerning thing here is if anybody questions the modern nation state of Israel, or people that have labeled themselves with the title of Jew, but in their actions perpetrate wickedness, anti-Torah, breaking the laws of the Almighty in the way that they disseminate wickedness and evil to the world, or use wickedness and evil, that doesn't sound like a person of the book to me, if you know what I mean. although there were people in the book that struggled with their issues, you know, nobody should be beyond reproach. And I think that's not coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of equality. It's coming from, if I'm your bro, I should be able to make a joke, or I should be able to call you out, or I should be able to point this out without it instantly being labeled an act of hate. But we see where this is going. What my opinion is that good people are being stirred up because they're hearing people question the word Jew or Israel because they feel compatriotism, or they use those terminologies to identify themselves. And they're like, how could anybody say that I'm a satanic, you know what, or I'm, you know, doing this or that? And just asking these thoughts should not be anti-Semitic. It should be critical analysis. Okay, guys, we're going to move on from this topic. So Nicki Minaj recently had, the rapper singer has been pointing out some of the evil in Hollywood and with Epstein and such, which I'm kind of surprised at. You know, 10 years ago, I wasn't expecting Nicki Minaj to be put up on a TPUSA stage as a role model for young teenage girls, but check out some of her thoughts on voter ID.
Has put the issue of voter ID back on the agenda, and the latest polling is clear. People of all colours, backgrounds and political persuasions want to see voter ID, except the hard left that dominate the media, political and activist class. Even CNN has had to admit that the overwhelming majority of Americans want voter ID.
83% in the last year of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj. They favor photo ID to be able to vote.
What about by
Never
party?
thought I'd hear that.
Yeah, normally you might expect, hey, there'd be a big divide by party.
I know, right?
Republicans
It's
really for it,
surreal.
Democrats really against it. But not really here. I
Well,
mean,
she's
just take
the
a
queen
look here.
of rap.
Favor photo ID to vote. You got 95% of Republicans, pretty much all of them, but
That's what
even
Trump called it.
71% of Democrats favor photo ID to vote.
Okay, that all seems rather emphatic, but what about the racial background? Because that's what the left has been arguing for years, that voter ID is racist.
85% of white people favor it, 82% of Latino, 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this: voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
Wow, 82% of Latino and 76%.
Okay, so like you said, very surreal to hear 86% of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj. And we see Nicki Minaj calling out some of the Hollywood stuff. She's being propped up on the TPUSA stage. I don't know, man. I'm so sus about so many influencers now. And when you see things like this, like the language, I mean, it doesn't make it not true what she's saying, but you see her being hand-fed to the conservative party, it seems like, as the new, you know, oh, we won one over. But, I mean, you know, I don't know. What do you think?
Charlie Kirk himself said that no little girl should look up to Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. So that's his group. Like, that's his, he started TPUSA. But I believe one can change, still have a soul.
Yeah, yeah.
There's redemption. I don't know. I'm torn.
I fully agree, and you know, that's why I like to have the conversation, is like these figures that previously represented something so awful, then they go through this kind of change, and they now claim to represent conservative values or Christian values even. And then what you see, to me, could be a good redemption arc, right? Or it could be another Kanye West conversion 2.0, where he goes full circle, you know, straight back into some kind of hedonistic anti, you know,
full
God,
HH.
whatever, you know.
My heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's an interesting one. We got just a few short ones left. Is apparently AI robots need your body. AI is now hiring humans to do real-world tasks for them and paying them for it. So this is the platform. You can see some of the prices they're offering, you know, for people to go and, you know, walk about in the real world for an AI for a little bit, I guess.
Do you want to do it? So maybe when you get down here, we'll try it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. Anyways, I don't know, you know, how efficient or easy it is to get paid by AI, but apparently it is happening. In another AI news, this I thought was super fascinating because as a creative and somebody who'd love to have their own video game, Google's Genie 3 turned a single prompt into a playable world. So, hey man, looks like you could maybe have a Charlie the Cat video game one day. Did you see that?
Yeah. Or a Seed video game. Who knows?
So many possibilities. Very cool. Speaking of AI and video games, so this is hilarious. Kids on Roblox are conducting immigration raids in the game. POV, ICE is now going door to door in Roblox too.
That's awesome.
Oh man, yeah, I think that's hilarious. Just, it's made it all the way to the video game. There's not a single illegal safe even in the digital world, apparently.
Nope, there's no place.
So last video of the day is a post from Bridget, and she's claiming this should be the #1 story. Apparently an investigation found thousands of vials of blood and tissue of genetically engineered mice designed to carry CVD, and tests showed the vials contained CVD, hepatitis, and malaria, and investigators linked the lab to the CCP apparently. So it's kind of interesting.
We're half past the hour. A possible biological lab inside a Las Vegas home now under investigation. A federal investigation. Agents seizing vials of unknown liquids and probing a potential link to a Chinese national accused of running a similar lab in California that held deadly pathogens. Our senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse is reporting live on this out of Los Angeles for us. Hello, William.
Well, Sandra, two amazing things about this story. One, the man who owns that Vegas lab, he's a Chinese scientist linked to the CCP, is and has been in jail the last 3 years. Secondly, the lab is not an FDA licensed facility, but it's in a house in Vegas, raided Saturday morning by the FBI, SWAT pulling out boxes of what police believe are hazardous biological agents and pathogens, normally found in a secure university or industrial lab with airlocks designed to prevent an outbreak.
Almost immediately, investigators observed multiple refrigerators, a freezer, and other laboratory-type equipment, along with numerous bottles and jugs containing unknown liquid substances.
So the Vegas lab, according to police, belongs to 62-year-old Zhu Baiju, a Chinese national, and a fugitive who also...
Hold on a second.
Zhu Baiju?
Are you serious? Hold on. Are we on to something?
So the Vegas lab, according to police, belongs to 62-year-old Zhu Baiju, a scientist.
What?
What?
Zhu Baiju?
You gotta be kidding me.
I told you they want to exterminate us.
Chinese unknown liquid substances.
Jew by Jew, a Chinese national, and a fugitive who also goes by the alias David He. He was arrested in 2023 for manufacturing unlicensed medical devices and lying about unapproved HIV and pregnancy test kits that he was selling. He also operated this illicit biolab in an abandoned warehouse in Riyadh, California, where investigators found thousands of vials of blood and tissue, 1,000 genetically engineered mice designed to carry the COVID virus, and CDC tests did show the vials contained HIV, COVID, hepatitis, herpes, and malaria. Police arrested Zhu, and he's been in jail ever since. Congressional investigators linked the lab to the Chinese Communist Party, a tie that also suggests the same people are behind the Vegas lab.
What do we think these people were doing with those substances in the house? And I'll tell you, the truth is we don't know yet.
So House investigators say Zhu got financing.
We don't know yet.
So House investigators say Zhu got financing from mainland China to create dozens of companies here and Canada. He employed mostly Chinese nationals to steal American intellectual property and transfer it to China. His trial begins in April.
Oh, considering the tent of the world right now, the claims of anti-Semitism, all of the Epstein stuff, you can't write this stuff. I mean, it's almost like the reverberating, ripple effect of mankind's mindset and reality is starting to ickle into the stories we see on our evening headlines, or at least we just have the stories that have people named Jew purposely being selected by Jews. Oh man. Well, Jeremiah, that's all the news for this week. Back to you.
All right, don't go anywhere, guys. We still got a great Opus Corner and a History's Mysteries and a great, please excuse my sense of humor. Now, a quick look at my new book, Charlie's Big Adventures, The Hunt for Bigfoot, so check it out.
What if curiosity was the real adventure? Join Charlie, Bubba, and their new friend Juliet in Charlie's Big Adventures, The Hunt for Bigfoot, a cozy, rhyming children's story that inspires kids to think for themselves, ask questions, and work together. No fear, no heavy agendas, just imagination, strong morals, and love for discovery. Perfect for ages 4 to 8, and especially loved by homeschool families, parents, grandparents, and anyone who enjoys reading with the kids that they love. Charlie's Big Adventures, The Hunt for Bigfoot, available now on Amazon.
Check out our new and improved BabylonRisingBooks.com, where you can get Rob Skiba's books, bundles, DVDs, DVD-ROMs, videos, and so much more. You can even get Sheila and Jeremiah's books, so check it out now.
It's about that time for an all-new Opus Corner. Take it away, Opa.
Mein Hut, der hat 3 Ecken. 3 Ecken hat mein Hut. Und hat nicht 3 Ecken, dann ist es nicht mein Hut.
The strange, the bizarre, the unexpected. These are the kinds of subjects a man named Robert L. Ripley challenged us to believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, you.
Wally, believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Believe it! You're a loony.
In 1897, the state of Indiana nearly passed a bill that would have redefined the value of pi as 3.2. Believe it or not. The earliest recorded use of the verb unfriend is from 1659. Believe it or not. George Washington had only one of his original teeth remaining when he was sworn in as president. Believe it or not. The creator of Wonder Woman also helped develop the lie detector. Believe it
I didn't know that.
or not. Although he created more than 900 paintings, Van Gogh sold only one during his lifetime. Believe it or not. Designed by Jesse W. Reno in the 1890s, the escalator was first introduced to the public as a novelty ride at the Old Iron Pier in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Believe it or not. Potatoes have more chromosomes than humans. Believe it or not. In 2000, Madonna sold her mansion to a German shepherd named Gunther IV. Believe it or not. An armadillo's armor can deflect bullets. Believe it or not. Almonds are members of the peach family. Believe it
I didn't know that either.
or not.
You blow my mind up.
Deep thoughts with the tie-dye rabbi. How to hold the universe inside. He said, I don't know, but I got high hopes. So come on, let's go.
I can't sleep. Are eyebrows considered facial hair? Why does Star Trek say to boldly go where no man has gone before? But when they get there, they find someone there. Staring at the clock at 2 a.m. What does AM and PM mean anyway? If you get melted chocolate all over your hands, you're eating it too slowly.
True. I don't like
Could
that.
it be
I think so.
the word news? North, east,
Not
west, south. If you punch yourself and it hurts, are you strong or are you weak? I just realized someone made up dinosaur sounds without ever hearing them. Who opens the door for the bus driver to get on?
That's a good question. Maybe it's a
Are
clap or something.
oranges named orange because they're orange? Or is orange called orange because oranges are orange? Why do we get in a car but get on a bus?
Opus blast from the past. 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 Opus blast from the past.
Yeah. I am the frito bandido. I like fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. I want fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you.
Why can't we go back to those good old days?
Hey, how about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Sure.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world
world may never know. Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country.
You know it's a white man?
And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Mamma mia, that's some species. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony, and action. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. The accent. Huh. Cut. Cut. Micey, micey, ballsy, ballsy. Take 59. And action. Yeah.
Sometimes you eat more than you should. And when it's spicy besides, Mamma Mia, do you need Alka-Seltzer?
Butter.
Oh, what was that?
Butter.
Parquet margarine.
Butter.
No, parquet. It says right on your lid, parquet margarine.
Butter.
Parquet. Smooth, delicious. Butter.
Parquet.
But surely, Starkist don't want tunas with good taste. Starkist wants tunas that taste good.
That's for me. Sorry, Charlie.
You can't get away with the crunch, because the crunch always gives you away.
Get Quake.
Crisp is better. Fellas, why not leave it to the kids out there? Take sides with either Quake or Quisp.
Or Quake.
Or Quisp. 2 new cereals from Quaker.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
This is making me hungry.
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Say that again.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onions, pickles on.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
McDonald's Big Mac. The great big sandwich with a great big taste.
Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
They should bring that
presents
outfit back.
Morris.
The castle's almost finished, Your Majesty.
Good. Reserve the dungeon for yourself.
Mr. Whipple, please don't squeeze the Charmin.
Hey, you two been married 3 months. How come Ned isn't housebroken yet?
Oh, I've tried, Rosie.
I have a knack for spilling.
Who hasn't the knack in this place? That's why I switched to Bounty paper towels. They absorb faster than any other leading brand. Bounty's the quicker picker-upper.
Oh, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
New Coast deodorant soap. A crisp, exhilarating scent and handfuls of bubbly lather combined to tingle your senses. It makes you feel more than clean. It actually brings you back to life. Refreshing Coast. An eye-opening experience.
Wow, do I feel good today?
How are you getting to work today?
Backstroke. Bring yourself back to life. New Coast deodorant soap. The eye-opener.
New from K-Tel Records, 22 explosive hits, 22 original stars, gallery.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you.
The great Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, yeah. I have his autograph.
Liver Snap's treats are made with real liver, and dogs love them. Treat your dogs to Liver Snaps.
I know my own needs. And what I need from an automobile, I know I get from this new Cordova. I could ask for nothing beyond the quality of Cordova's workmanship, the tastefulness of its appearance.
The plane.
I request nothing beyond the thickly cushioned luxury of seats available even in soft Corinthian leather.
Granada. Mercedes. Granada. Mercedes.
the new Ford Granada ESS. See how close you can come to the look of a $20,000 Mercedes at the price of a Granada.
Don't need them.
Height right.
They're slugging it out in the middle of the ring. A right to the jaw.
My blocker's knocked off.
I've got a new SSP. Survive!
Okay, let him go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72. When you pull that T-stick, those SSP racers howl with power. Take that action. Crush 'em. Smash 'em.
Crash, bang, crack 'em up, put 'em back again. Crash, bang, smash 'em up, it's smash 'em time, my friend.
G.I. Joe has hands that grip. Fingers you hold open and let close. Hands that hold on with a kung fu grip.
Here's a penny, Nicky. Thanks for the gumball. Penny for a gumball, Freddy. Thanks for the gumball. Penny for a gumball, Popeye. Thanks for the gumball.
It's still the survival game.
Let's play.
Last one with the marble on the board wins. Your turn, move a lever.
I'm gonna block that strategy.
Is this still around?
Me too. Uh-oh.
I win! I'm the sole survivor.
My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A. Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
Well, we're all out of orange-flavored Tang.
Golly, the grape flavor's gone too.
Listen, why don't I go to the earth and get some more?
Yeah?
I could trade them some rocks.
Rocks? For an instant breakfast drink with more vitamin C than orange juice?
Sure. I'll be right back.
What is vitamin C anyway?
Well, I'm back.
He got both orange and grape flavored Tang.
For a bag of rocks.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I wonder if there's intelligent life on that planet.
Hey,
Rulalenska. As an actress, I always have to look my best. So I'm glad that I found a truly great hairspray from America. It's called Alberto VO5.
Wow, what's that aftershave you're wearing?
You high karate aftershave is so powerful, it drives women right out of their minds. That's why we have to put instructions on self-defense in every package. High karate, the brisk splash-on aftershave that
Somebody would
smooths
sue today if
and
that didn't
soothes
happen.
and cools.
Ron Mize, Wethead. Ron Mize, the dry look. Jeff Edmond, Wethead. Jeff Edmond, the dry look.
Have you tried the dry look? The aerosol hair control from Gillette. It's turned a lot of heads.
How do you get shirts so clean, Mr. Lee?
Ancient Chinese secret.
My husband, some hotshot. Here's his ancient Chinese secret, Calgon.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
You ate it, Ralph.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
No, Ralph, I ate it.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
Take 2 Alka-Seltzer.
In the valley of the jolly, ho, green giant.
When it says Libby's, Libby's, Libby's on the label, 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 nothing's better, better, better on your table, table, table.
Hi, gang. Big Fig here with that great new dance, the Newton. Hit it, Hal.
Creepy.
Gooey, gooey, rich and chewy inside. Golden, flaky, tender, cakey outside. Wrap the inside in the outside. Is it good? Darn tootin'. Doing the big Newton. Here's the tricky part. The big Newton. One more time. The big Newton.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul, Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul, Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Hey, kid. Whole world is smiling with me. Coca-Cola as life. Have a drink and drink
Swing Jones.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And if you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper.
The uncooler has a fresh, clean, natural fragrance. Marvelous. The smell of success is never too sweet.
Tap, tap, cola, what a beautiful drink. Tap, tap, cola, for beautiful people. Tap, tap, cola, it's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tap.
I like to teach the world to sing with me.
Sheriff, hold it right there, boys. I know the varmint deserves hanging, but that's for the law to decide, not you boys. You ought to be ashamed. Well, okay, but this is the last time, dang it. Let's see. I ordered a small pepperoni and sausage and an extra large delivery man. And I get a medium olive and onions and, well, you... Jeez, can't you guys get anything right? The X-Flies. 100 victims were stuck to a giant strip of paper. I suspect aliens. Early archaeologists. Now take this granite bowl. It was dug up not far from here and probably dates back to, I'd say early July. Al's pest. No sir, Mr. Tucker. See the bell and the donation bucket? These aren't army ants. These are Salvation Army ants. What do F and C stand for again? Frickin' cold. Horse-drawn carriages. Nay, refunds. Yes, with this amazing new knife, you only have to wear the skin of the dead animals. Complimentary coffee. Nice tie, dude. I love your hair. How do you stay so slim?
Ozempic.
Suddenly, everyone turned and looked. There, standing in the doorway, was one wretched, mean-looking ingrown. I can't see very well down there. Here, use my lighter. Unexpected item in bagging area. Danny, we talked about this.
Looks right to me.
Already? What about my early childhood? Preteen years, teenage years, college years, young adulthood. Thump. Man, Larry, I don't know if we're up to this. I mean, the guy's got kneecaps from hell. That's not what I'm saying, Lorraine. I'm glad he's paper trained. I just prefer he not do it while I'm reading it. And if you push the handle, you get free refills.
That's funny.
Sheriff, I figured you might try to escape, Bert, so I just took the liberty of removing your horse's brain. SNOW stands for SHT, no one wants.
Could be.
And we're eating soon, so stay out of the kitty jar. Why do we even bother putting up a sign? No trespassing.
It's like Aurora.
Yesterday, I explored a cavern. I walked a 2-mile tunnel. I spent the entire night under the covers. Went out to an antique auction. 5 people bid on me. Und das ist alles. Auf Wiedersehen.
Come on, Jake. Get into it. No, this way. I think he's frozen. Dancing solo here. And one more time.
Opas Corner is now available on my own YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you, Opa, for another great Opas Corner. And now, a quick word from our friends at the Personal Outlet. Alright guys, real quick, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, the Personal Outlet. They're a family-run company based out of Lafayette, Louisiana. It was founded in 2021 by an ICU nurse who wanted to spend more time with her family and more meaning than a corporate job. What they do is simple. They make fully custom gifts and home decor. Not mass-produced, no cheap stuff, made right here in the USA. And they make real quality pieces. Things like custom frame signs, door hangers, metal signs, metal nicotine containers, which are my favorite, bachelorette decor, and much more. Every item is made with care and attention to detail. They are known for their great craftsmanship and fast turnaround times. Their goal is easy to understand. They want you to open the box and say, wow. So if you're looking to get a gift that actually means something and stands out, use our custom link in the description or use code SKIBA10 at checkout for 10% off of your order. You'll be supporting a small business and people who truly care about what they make. So go show the Personal Outlet some love and tell them that we sent you. Alright, it's time for an all-new History's Mysteries. Today is more of a recent History's Mysteries because we're going to be talking about the Riyadh Comedy Festival, which happened in Saudi Arabia from September 26th to October 9th, 2025. It was a government-sponsored event meant to make Saudi Arabia look like a cultural hotspot. It was billed as the world's largest comedy festival. So let's just get a better understanding with this first clip.
It's the summer of 2025, and world-famous comedian Pete Davidson is on a plane headed straight for Saudi Arabia.
I just, I get the routing and then I see the number and I go, I'll go. I've been getting a little bit of flack just because, like, my dad died 9/11.
And he's not alone.
Saudi Arabia's first comedy festival, I think. And they had a bunch of comedians go out there.
Using it to deflect attention from their human rights record.
How do you even promote that? Like from the folks that brought you 9/11.
It was like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Bill Burr.
I wish COVID killed more people.
Louis C.K.
I might have killed a few people.
Aziz Ansari.
I kill for gay people.
I want to ask you about this comedy festival over in Saudi Arabia. These are not good people over there.
From Chris Rock. Nobody know. Don't tell anyone.
You stole a joke from Chris Rock?
Yeah, I do it. I do. Nobody know.
The government provided crucial assistance to the hijackers.
So
I'm glad you asked, because it's something I put a lot of thought into. I was just there to do a show for the people.
I'm being paid a lot of money to not care about what they do in their country.
But while this is the first time it's been mentioned on The Tonight Show, this is all part of an ongoing controversy that started back in 2017.
Saudi Arabia is buying up esports, and actually the entertainment industry more generally too.
Your Vision 2030. It is really beautiful.
Saudi Arabia had just gotten a new leader, the young and ambitious Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS.
What do you have fun doing?
Video games.
Oh, what's that? Video games. You're a big gamer.
He knows his kingdom's reputation isn't great. The US State Department's put them at high risk for travelers, so tourism is basically non-existent, and foreign investors are hard to come by.
An interesting tweet from billionaire Saudi prince appears to offer an award of 100 Bentleys to the pilots involved in the Saudi bombing campaign.
So, MBS announces Vision 2030, a plan to turn Saudi Arabia into a mecca of tourism and entertainment.
I think that the new Europe will be the Middle East.
Things start off pretty well. He lightens up some of the religious laws, gives women some rights, and opens up movie theaters. The headlines look great. However, it seems like most of the reforms' only function is to help them rebrand.
The Crown Prince has made a public show of allowing some women to drive.
Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince believed by Western intelligence agencies to have ordered the butchery of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
But the changes do enough to impress the right people, and MBS is hailed as a visionary.
More striking, social revolution with women driving the change.
Has really done things, and I think especially what you've done for women.
A lot of people have described you as a visionary leader. I talked to a number of your citizens, and that's how they describe you. And you didn't even plant them. That's really how they talk about you.
To handle the entertainment side is Muhammad's right-hand man and a high school gaming buddy, Turki al-Sheikh.
Now that's the guy right there that handles all this push for tourism, entertainment, and they just want foreign attention is really what they want. And it's been happening for a couple years now, and they started with sports, which is what we'll be talking about in the second clip. So let's go ahead and play it.
He starts by investing in his passion for boxing.
I felt like it was something that could never be fixed until this guy showed up. He has invested more money, and more money into this sport than literally ever. So,
as I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing.
Then creates his own organizations for soccer, golf, TED Expos, esports, and even signs contracts with the UFC.
With my brother Dana White, and we want my brother now to have big card, next big card.
And WWE.
History will undoubtedly be made again. You are making history a lot lately.
Pretty soon it becomes painfully clear that if Turkey wants something, he likely has the means to get it.
The guy he looked at the scorecard. Listen, they control the sport of boxing right now. I don't think it's hard for them to steal anybody from anybody. He and I have become very close friends in a very short amount of time, and there aren't a lot of people that I would do a deal like this with. There's no people, actually. He's the only guy, to be honest with you. So
I want to tell you, I don't have the magic. I have something more powerful than the magic. Behind me, there is big mountain. You cannot see the end of the mountain.
This is a never-ending giant mountain of cash.
Over the next few years, he offers the highest level sports players absurd amounts of money to leave their league and come play in Saudi Arabia.
Each will have to answer for their participation in so-called sports washing, an attempt by the government to distract from the country's human rights abuses.
Some people turn it down. Lionel Messi turned down a reported $1.5 billion offer, and Tiger Woods turned down $800 million. But most of the time, it only takes one or two big stars to fold for the rest of the league to follow.
Again, it comes back to my gut feeling about you that
If it was just about money, you'd be in Saudi Arabia, right, earning this king's ransom. But that's not what motivates you. You want to keep at the top.
Exactly. 6 weeks later, guess where he is? He took all the oil money. I've lost a ton of respect for him.
Ronaldo is a cog in the system of Vision 2030.
Biggest name in the sport to join the Saudi-backed Live Golf League. Phil Mickelson faced the music today.
No matter how successful this tournament could ever be, it can't counteract someone being murdered, can it?
Nobody here condones human rights violations. But again, I love this game of golf. I've seen the good that it's done.
Can you just clarify what you're apologising for? Is it you're sorry for speaking the truth about the Saudis, or are you sorry for the shameless hypocrisy of taking their money anyway?
But the pressure is on all defecting golfers to answer the moral question. How much money are you willing to take to ignore human rights abuses?
And even after enduring some of the most painful grilling of all time, Turkey's method is simply bulletproof.
Now, I'm not a big sports ball fan, so this was not on my radar until the comedy scene, until I saw people like Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Pete Davidson, Kevin Hart all doing this big comedy show in Saudi Arabia. And then Tim Dillon got fired, and then all this weird stuff started happening, and we'll get into that. So let's play it now.
Fast forward to 2025. This year's plans are their biggest so far.
There is a big surprise with him next year in basketball. He's a great man, and he have a great idea, and we will be big partner with him.
The entertainment sector is branching out to content creators, and now even comedy.
We're gonna talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the crisis in Africa. Yeah, Russia. And I want to talk about...
Sorta.
Though this is no democracy, and there are red lines.
The sex and religions and this Trump job. I don't know what's Trump job, but...
Politics.
Yes, exactly.
Despite the country's insistence that conditions have changed, free speech is one thing that's not quite there yet.
A Saudi blogger was sentenced to 1,000 lashes for running a website advocating free speech in the country.
Needless to say, no one's expecting a comedy-related event anytime soon. But against all odds, Turkey does it. 2 weeks, and over 50 of the world's most popular comedians, making this easily the biggest comedy festival in history. Definitely the most expensive.
Behind me, there is a big mountain. You cannot see the end of the mountain.
Just like the previous buyout, some people turned down the money outright.
They were asking me to go to the Middle East soon.
Where? Why?
Saudi Arabia and UAE.
Dubai?
I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. For the troops? Is it for the troops?
Not for the troops. It's for the Saudis.
For the Saudi princes?
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
But in the end, they get enough big names to bite.
Although we did get an offer to play.
I think I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go?
Well,
and from there, it's follow the leader.
September 11th, theater at MSG, and then September 27th, Saudi Arabia with... Oh, you... Yeah, baby, you're doing it too, right?
I am.
Yeah, that's what I said.
October 8th. I figured the 7th would have been important, so I'm...
People talk about it here and there. However, it's not until 7 months later that people really start to express concern.
And that concern was a lot of criticism from fellow comics and fans and people that were just pissed that these people were selling out. I mean, they were literally accepting the money over the things that are happening in this country. And, I mean, selling out and being such hypocrites because of things they've said in the past and claiming to be free speech and all these things, but yet the people in that country are not able to speak out for themselves. So anyways, let's play this final clip and then I'll get the opinions of Jake and Opa.
Television actor Zach Woods posts a video to TikTok giving his 2 cents.
All of your favorite comedians are performing at the pleasure of Turki Al-Sheikh, and he is the head of the entertainment authority over there, and he has so many people thrown in prison because they tweeted stuff he didn't like about the soccer team or whatever, that there's a wing of a prison nicknamed after him where they hang people by their heels from the ceiling.
Now all the other comedians who turned it down start to speak up, and things get heated fast. Atsuko Okatsuka posts screenshots of her contract to Threads. Comedy fans see it, and most of them are immediately drawn to the list of prohibited topics, which it appears their favorite comedians have agreed to. They can't perform any material that's considered too deep degrade, defame, or bring into public disrepute, contempt, scandal, entertainment, or ridicule the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including its leadership, public figures, culture, or people, the Saudi royal family, legal system or government, and any religion, religious tradition, religious figure, or religious practice. While some of the bigger names make sense, a lot of them have built careers around being the free speech guys who push the boundaries.
Davidson went as far and even called the crowd names like idiots and terms we can't say on TV.
Naturally, when fans hear they've essentially signed away their rights, they feel betrayed.
I am shocked at some of the names and not so surprised at others. I think that they have blood on their hands. I think it's disgusting.
You taking that money literally invalidates everything you've been doing for your whole career and the shit you've been talking.
Exactly.
So that's what comes with that. Now you look like you full of shit.
Right.
Comedian Dave Cross drew attention for a statement on his website, quote, "I'm disgusted and deeply disappointed in this whole gross thing that people I admire with unarguable talent would condone this totalitarian fiefdom."
And clips start to resurface showing the comedian's apparent hypocrisy.
But then didn't Chris Rock say he doesn't like going to university campuses anymore?
None of us do, because we're not going to play by their rules. You're ruining free speech.
I saw so many liberal white comics talking on us. First of all, we've never been the truth to power guys.
We've never been the ones out here. Like, there are people that are getting pushback, and like, based on some that they had said in the past, I kind of get it.
I feel like you're part of a movement in the last 10 years by comedians to be like, hey, let us say whatever we want.
Sure.
It's a kind of a free speech movement.
I'm a huge free speech absolutist.
My job is not to self-censor, right? Because there's no real censorship in our culture. You can say what you want, right? Not freedom of consequence. People will be upset.
Was sentenced to 1,000 lashes.
Some of them are even condemning other people for taking the same kind of work.
You know, like, Burr's getting all this pushback, and it's like the first time I've seen in his career him not like aware of why it's happening.
Beyonce and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you believe that? How much money do you need to make, you know?
This Messi deal is crazy. He turned down $1 billion from the Saudi government to go play in the United States.
A lot of times these athletes validate themselves through the contract that they get, even if they don't need the money. Right. And these contracts that you can get from Saudi or some of these oil states are so exorbitant, it makes you feel in the twilight of your career that you're still that dude. And maybe that's why Cristiano accepted it.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's
They
exactly
need
what
that.
During the lead up, Bill Burr and most of the other comedians decide to stay quiet. But a few like Tim Dillon decide it's only fair for the fans to face the noise and put everything on the table.
I obviously don't agree with Saudi Arabian policies on women and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it my business to tell Saudi Arabia how to live? Truly.
How big was the check?
$375,000 for one show.
I will feel safe in Riyadh. I believe in luxury, and I always have. I believe in the ability of a society I'm going to say something and people aren't going to like it. If you think for 1 second that some of the slaves in that country are not proud of what they've built, I was fired from the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
He also reveals that the comedians are being paid anywhere from $100,000 to $1.6 million. And while the audience appreciates the honesty, Saudi authorities, not so much. Another comedian named Jim Jeffries makes the same exact mistake while trying to defend them.
People have been going, oh, how dare you go over there after they killed a reporter. There's been a reporter who they killed. One reporter was killed by the government.
Also, Nimesh Patel chooses to drop out of the lineup and apologize to his fans.
What made me change my mind? Someone said, how can you be a free speech person here and then go to Riyadh? And that gave me a lot of pause. Netanyahu asked me to do something. I'd say no. This feels like the same thing. If it was life-changing money, I'd probably be over there. I'm just being honest with you guys.
One by one, all the superstar comedians make their way to Riyadh. Pete Davidson, Jimmy Carr, Gabriel Iglesias, Kevin Hart. The venue is Boulevard City, Muhammad Al Ali Theater. Right as they arrive at the hotel, comedians are escorted through a gauntlet of interviews, gift receivings, and even sand rituals. Turkey posts all of it to social media, and the internet has a field day.
We got Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and the other comics at the Riyadh Comedy Festival engaging in some sort of weird handprint in the sand ceremony.
Get used to me, because you're stuck with me now. So, Your Majesty, Your Highness.
I want to know what I can do to become a Saudi citizen. I'd like to start another family in the Middle East.
The comedians take the stage, and pretty soon, quotes from the sets start making their way online.
Dave Chappelle had a lot to say, it seems. He says, right now in America, they say that if you want to talk about Charlie Kirk, that you'll get canceled. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out. It's easier to talk here than it is in America. So,
and it's not exactly what critics want to hear.
I like that turkey guy. I like turkey. He puts his mind to something, it's happening. Okay? It's powerful. He can literally make the impossible happen. Do you regret letting the women drive? It's just more people on the road. It's 100% more people and 100% more accidents. Honestly, I am surprised by how much shit you guys got here that we got back home. It's very similar in that regard. Like, you got a haunted house.
When the festival ends and the comedians finally come out to talk, it's clear that the weeks of silence have only made things build up
I
inside.
just want to let everybody know you're welcome, okay? Flagrant went out to the Middle East, and then all of a sudden there's a hostage agreement, there's a peace deal. I'm just saying.
But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. You were afraid to be in my debt.
People are so stupid.
You know, they are bigging it up with positive responses, and some of them who weren't speaking to anyone before the festival began have come up with defenses of why it wasn't just about a big payday.
Did you or the other comedians have any sense that there'd be this kind of response when you got back?
No, I had no idea, because just for the record, I'm also doing London, England on that tour. So there's like that element of racism to it, where if brown people are doing it, it's up.
Like, you either have fans in other places or you don't. I will perform for my fans wherever they are in the world. People don't decide where they're born.
So you did it for the fans. What was the backlash, though? Tell me what was the backlash?
The backlash is just people who weren't invited, that don't even have fans outside of Brooklyn.
You know, there's people over there that don't agree with the stuff that the government's doing, and to ascribe like the worst behavior of the government onto those people, it's not fair.
Right, yes. I mean, the people over, these are not good people over there.
Okay, so you also believe that the Chinese government and the Chinese people are exactly the same. It's just racism. I think it took me a second, because when people are going like, oh, you're doing something unethical, I'm like, oh, these must be ethical people. And then you're like, oh no, you're just racist.
First of all, big shout out to Riyadh.
When did America become the moral compass on human decency and human rights? Did we forget 400 years of slavery? Did we forget about the genocide of the Native American Indian? Damn near wiped out an entire race of people.
As for whether this will affect future events, it's still up in the air. Now with that out of the way, Turkey moves on to his next target.
I've always admired the power of flag football, the fastest growing sport in the world. So I'm very excited to announce that I'm coming out of retirement and teaming up with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. I'd now like to turn it over to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Thank you.
I don't really care that Tom Brady's going to play flag football. What I care about is how many dollars are they cramming into his bank account for it. No wonder they built him a statue.
So this wasn't just a comedy festival, it became like a cultural flashpoint, and it just goes to show that for the right price, they can buy you. I mean, and we all know that the root of all evil is the love of money. And what are your thoughts, Opa?
Well, I think, this is the same prince that was trying to build the line, that long, skinny building from Riyadh all the way down to the coast, and he also now found that wasn't possible, so he's building or changing that to data centers, and he's trying to use money to buy people to see Saudi Arabia differently, and in some respects he's made a little bit of change, but in most cases it's the same Saudi Arabia that it's always been.
Yeah, and I love comedy, and that's how this even came up on my radar. I mean, like, I would have never known about it, but what are your thoughts, Jake?
Oh man, I think the whole conversation of whether they should go over there and perform for money is super stupid and hypocritical. Honestly, like, the people that are hiring them here in America are probably far morally worse in terms of their human rights violations, it seems like, especially with all the Hollywood expose, Epstein stuff coming out. So why the heck do people care if somebody goes over to Saudi Arabia when, like, people are getting hired over here by way more blatantly evil, deranged people? And so it's just, to me, it's just like a hypocritical, like, we want to make a political statement, but we also want to get payment. So we're going, it's, so to me, I mean, they're doing their trade, they're speaking, telling jokes, whatever, let them get paid by whoever.
Well, it's time to laugh a little, because it's been a dark episode with all this Epstein stuff, and have a whole new version, whole new volume. Please excuse my sense of humor, and as I always say, if you are offended by any of these jokes, I'm sorry that you're offended. And you guys that like it, leave me a comment and tell me which one was your favorite. So check it out.
Warning, some people may find some of these jokes offensive. If you are one of those people, I'm sorry that you cannot take a joke. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey Alexa, where's my dad?
Your dad is in a strip club in Las Vegas.
Ha! Got you, Alexa. My dad's in the kitchen.
Your mom's husband is in the kitchen.
To the index of other news tonight, a robot delivering food in the U.S. run over by a train in Miami. The video showing a commuter train barreling through with the robot stuck at a rail crossing, demolishing the robot on Thursday night right there. The delivery device crushed and dragged. Witnesses say the delivery robot appeared motionless and stuck on those tracks for at least 15 minutes before that train came through.
Oh no.
Mr. Benford, I have reviewed your case very carefully and have decided to give your wife $775 a week.
That's very fair and very nice of you, Your Honor. And might I say that when I do get employed, I'll try to add a little bit of my own money to what you gonna help out with.
Babe, do you know why God made man first instead of a woman?
Why did God make man first instead of a woman?
Because he didn't want any advice on how to do it.
All right, Johnny, tell us about the next item that old Alexandria What's-Her-Nuts here probably won't win.
All right, Bob, we have a surprise for you. Today it's the all-new Antifa and Black Lives Matter approved protester printing press made by Soros for all of your protest sign needs at home or take it on the road with you. Whenever your whiny ass feels the need to protest, print up your protest sign instantly for all of your protest needs. Made by Soros.
No, you can't.
Rare footage of Osama bin Laden.
A new study shows that women will eventually turn into a good driver. So, if you're a good driver out there, be on alert, because eventually a woman will turn into you.
That is not okay. Michael!
That's what the study said.
That's not what the study said!
So delicious. So I've named him Heinrich the cat. Opas, is that a good name?
On the ground. I have deodorant.
Not the deodorant. Have mercy.
Oh yes. Make you a cheeseburger. After this. Poo poo.
Babe, I've heard it said that women are always right and men are always wrong. But if a man tells a woman that she is right, is that man wrong?
You can choose to be right or happy. Look, watch this. Heinrich has a friend. I think all cats are Nazis.
$1, Shimmy. Slide it in when you're ready.
I can't. It's money. I feel
It's
like I'm
only
destroying
paper, man.
a blessing.
Breathe. You can do this.
If I do this, I hope
You
I'm
will.
forgiven.
Put it in. Show us you can beat the
Okay,
fear.
here it goes.
Go ahead.
Oh no.
There it
Hey babe, did you know that men are going to arrive in heaven about 30 minutes before women?
Michael, where did you hear that?
It's right here. Revelations chapter 8 verse 1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour.
No, Michael.
This is the word of God, babe.
No!
Hello, my name is Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes.
Wilford, it's pronounced diabetes.
Diabetes.
No, diabetes.
Diabetes.
We'll go again.
Diabetes.
Me at the Holocaust Museum.
Oh no! That's terrible. Oh, you hate to see it.
हाँ जी ऐसे ही क्रिस्पी होता है साफ पैर है रोज धुलता है
Jake, I figured since you like Indian food and bare feet,
पलट गया
would you eat one of those? How much to get you to eat one of those? burgers?
मसाला डाल दिया
It looks
plate में रख
less
दिया, खाइए गरम गरम।
disgusting than the poop patty.
True. So in the recent Epstein drops, could be. I made this one too.
Steven, don't worry about me. Save yourself.
Okay.
It is very good. Shabbat shalom.
Don't know what you're saying. Oh, not another word you said. It goes around.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.
Careful about that. Hot oil. Don't feel it? Get used to it. Put thicker than a spoon now. That's wild. Makes the curry silkier. Here, plate ready? Yeah. One good spoon. There you go.
Chicken
Mind the
masala,
steam. Best
maybe?
served hot, always.
Yummy, yummy.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, quick little sriracha storage hack. I use the tub, plenty of room, mixes everything at once. Don't even worry about the stains this season. Whole bottle goes in, just let it flow, then hit it with some parsley, chives, a little onion, gives it depth.
But you see that sucker over there? 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds.
We'll end racism once and for all. Pick a card.
So I hope you enjoyed today's. Please excuse my sense of humor. Jake, what was your favorite?
Oh, buddy. I thought, I don't know.
They were all great. And the good thing is
they were all great.
You can get past the algorithm if you have to read it. So, you know, I don't know. Opa, what was your favorite?
I like the one that is the Word of God, Revelations.
The couple. Yeah, Opa sent me those, so shout out to Opa for the non-offensive ones. So, Jake, thank you for another great current news. As always, Opa, thank you for another great Opa's Corner, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode, episode 150. Woo! Stay awake, not woke. Subscribe and stay tuned. If you like what we do here on Skiba News Nation, please like and subscribe. And also share with others so we can grow the biggest truth-seeking community on the internet. Huge shout out to all of our Patreons out there. If you like bonus content, you want some extra Skiba News Nation stuff, please go to patreon.com/Skiba News Nation.
Son of the legendary Rob Skiba.
It's like they don't even want to wake up.
on a quest for truth.